Hello and welcome to the Mesa Ridge 241BH. Right up front we have a light, just in case you need to hook up at night. You have your retract and extend for your power jack. So since this is electric, just in case this ever electrically goes out, right behind this tab here, you are able to manually override it. Once again, just in case this ever electrically goes out, you just pop this tab off and then you're able to bring it up or down. Right up front with this little black tab, you can turn it to the right propane tank or the left propane tank. That just chooses whatever one it is taking the propane from and whichever one it's reading. Right, let's see here. There we go. So that little red tab will eventually turn green once there's a steady flow of propane going through it, but obviously there's no propane going through it right now, so it's going to be red. And once again, this is just pointing to whatever one it reads. This little front cap light has the switches right here. Storage does have a curly hose. Your stabilizer. This is the back of your fridge if you ever need to access it. Back here you have your camp power or your shore power here. Alright, now this says docking station. So what this is gonna be all of your water work. And everything is labeled just behind it. So this is gonna be your outside shower, you have your hot and your cold side of the faucet. This is gonna be your black tank flush, which I'll get to in just a moment. And this it says right here, it's between your city and your city connection and your tank fill. So for your fresh tank, in order to fill it up, go ahead and turn it to the left and put in a hose here, and then that will start to fill up your fresh tank. If it's down, that's the city connection. So the city connection is when you go to a campground, you put that hose into here, and then you'll have a steady flow of water going through your lines. I do recommend getting like a water pressure regulator. Campgrounds are pushing for a lot of people, a lot of pressure going through. I just recommend getting one so it doesn't blow out your lines. Coming down to your sewer system, you have your gray tank and then your black tank tabs there. So what I recommend doing is pulling both of your black tanks. That'll open up, obviously your black tank, it'll start to come out here. What I do recommend is doing that first and then going ahead and doing your black tank flush. So with that black tank flush, when you put a pressurized hose into here, that pressurized water will turn on a sprinkler inside of your black tank, which then pushes out all the crud or toilet paper that may have gotten stuck on the walls inside the tube, somewhere inside. It helps just give it one last rinse before you go ahead and do your gray water. I do recommend doing the gray water last because it's just like an extra clean before you go ahead and put your hands on it. So your camper is backup camera ready. So if you do purchase a backup camera, go ahead, pop that little plate off. It's just 4 screws. Plug your camera in there, and then you'll have a little tablet, which does actually go inside of your truck. That it'll go right in your cigarette lighter. Once it's in there, go ahead, turn on the running lights to your car, and it'll feed from the tablet to the camera. Coming to your outside kitchen, you have your fridge, along with your stove. Obviously, just press, turn, and go low to high, and then press and turn to turn off. Same goes for this one. Push, turn, and then go back, push, and turn. So since this needs gas, that means there's going to be an LP gas line. There we go, it's just covered. But you just go ahead, pop this little cap off, and then you're good to feed propane through here. There's your switch. Then you also have your low point drains right behind here. You have your hot and your cold. For your stairs, you want to make sure your door is all the way open. Otherwise, that little piece here will scrape the side of your door. You just go ahead, lift up, make sure, And then right over here, you just pull this to hide behind the door. Go ahead, pull to make sure it's out behind the door. Go ahead, grab. And lay down. You do want to make sure you have this completely flush, otherwise this will rip off the furry part along with the rubber part of your door. This is going to be your furnace exhaust. So when your exhaust, or when your furnace does obviously start heating, this is where all the excess comes out. So if there's a little kid in the area, just make sure to let them know, do not touch this because this will get very hot. For your tires, this little green cap here indicates that these are filled with nitrogen. You are able to fill it with regular air. It does not inflate or deflate with temperature change. 110 outlets. 110 outlets underneath here. And then for your water heater, this is what's going to be called an anode rod. So this anode rod, it's about, I'd say about that long. What it does is it goes inside here, and all the hard water that obviously goes in your tank will want to attack this and ruin your heater, but that takes all the beating for your heater. So that takes a 1 1/16 socket to tighten down. Once you fill it with water, for that, you go ahead and turn on the hot side of your faucet. With that hot side of the faucet, it'll start sputtering. That's gonna be all the air getting pushed completely out of here. Once it's completely full, you'll have a steady flow of water coming out of that hot side of the faucet. Once you have a steady flow, go ahead and turn on the water heater switch on the inside, which I will show you. And this will start to heat up. To take this out, because the water does get stagnant, go ahead and pull the pressure release valve. You'll hear it hiss. Once it's done hissing, that means all the pressure has been relieved. Go ahead, take your socket, pull this out. And the reason why you do actually want to take the pressure out is because this will turn into a little missile with all that pressure built up. So go ahead and pull that pressure release, take your socket, pull this out, and then to make the water come out faster, go ahead and pull that again. And then for your awning, you have a little black tab on the top there. That's also manual override, just in case this ever does electrically go out. So you go take the tap, peel it off, go ahead and you can extend or retract that. Right up front here, this is gonna be for your solar. It's just a charge controller, so that tells you the battery situation. Coming to the inside of your camper, on the top right, we have all of your electrical hardware. So this is just gonna be a little reader. You have your battery, fresh tank, black tank, and auxiliary. So basically it just says empty, 1/3, 2/3 full, and then full. This is gonna be for your awning. You have your extend and retract buttons. Let's see if I can get it out all the way. Alright, I'm only gonna pull it to about there. But when it's fully extended, you'll see the little flap come down and then you'll see the black bar going across. To pitch it for the rain, all you gotta do is grab right about there. I showed you that because it's easier, but now you can see the little yellow point here. Go ahead, pull that down. It'll bend at that little elbow and the rain will flow whatever way you decide to pull. For your slide here, you have your in and out. I moved it in just a tad bit so you can hear what it sounds like when it fully extends. Sounds a little bit scary, but that's just the reason I'm showing you, just so you know it's normal. Once you hear that little gear grinding noise, you know you're fully extended. For your awning, you have your light bar there for the switch, interior lights. Coming to the main red buttons here, you have a gas and electric element to your water heater. So let's say you're taking a shower and you want the most heat possible, go ahead and flip both in at the same time. This is gonna be your water pump. So with that fresh tank fill that I showed you outside, once you get that going and this obviously starts to rise. Once it's full, go ahead and turn on your water pump, and this will push that tank full of water through your systems, so you don't have to worry about city water connection. So that's when you're going out to the middle of nowhere and you need to take that with you. Once again, once that tank is full, go ahead, turn on the water pump, and that'll push that water through your systems. For these small lights, there's just a little button right in the middle. You can see that. Easy enough. In the bathroom, you have a foot flush. All I gotta do is push it down like that. You need toilet solution, which helps break down solids and smells, along with RV grade toilet paper. The toilet paper actually helps break down easier, so when you do go to flush your black tank or push water through your system and you flush the toilet, that toilet paper will break down so it doesn't get stuck and clog your systems. All right, come into your table here. You gotta pick up on both sides. I'll show you that in just a moment. But you want to disconnect both of these. What the position I'm gonna show you is what I would recommend for a traveling position for your table, because if it's up like this and it starts to wobble around and whatever and move, your poles will start to warp. And this is also how you turn it into a bed. So once again, like I said, go ahead, pop these off, and then go ahead and put your poles somewhere secure so they don't roll around your camper the whole time. But I'll show you to get them unstuck. Sometimes you just gotta twist and pull. But once again, so you do that, twist and pull, and you can put these somewhere secure. I'm just gonna throw them right here for now. And then go ahead and take your table and slide it onto each one of these cleats here. And that's what it looks like down. Coming over to your TV and your sound bar. It'll say welcome. It'll turn on. Here's your volume right here. Lower, higher, and mute. Zone 1s are going to be your inside. You can mute that by just tapping it. Zone 2 is going to be your outside speakers. But once again, you can do zone 1 or zone 2. Inside and outside. Mode, so you can switch between your TV, Bluetooth, aux, whatever you like. And then you have HDMI and USB port. All you do is hold, say goodbye. Come into your stove, turn on. This is gonna be your striker, so like your igniter. You only want to turn this to the right. That's why there's arrows on it. If you turn to the left, it will snap off. So in order to get gas, you push and turn. You'll start hearing it hiss. Then you go ahead and turn, spark, and the same goes for all of them. Just to press in and turn. Once you see it red, that means the gas is starting to go. And then you turn it to your desired temperature or flame height. For your oven, press and turn to that little flame symbol. You'll see a tiny little flame appear in the back of your oven. Once you see that, then you go ahead and turn to your desired temperature. Coming down underneath here, we're going to start with the breakers and fuses. I do recommend bringing extra fuses just in case. Would rather be safe than sorry. And all your breakers are labeled just like a house. Right there. So this is going to be your carbon monoxide detector. So this carbon monoxide detector is always going to run, even if your say your batteries are still hooked up but your shore power is not. This little green light that shows that it's on, that will kill your battery. So the reason it's always on, obviously safety feature, gotta make sure everyone's safe. But if you're gonna leave your camper for about 3 to 4 days, and not use it, I would recommend just taking the negative end off of your battery, because then this will finally die. And you want this off, obviously, so it doesn't end up killing your battery, because that green light will. Coming to your keys here. Your gray ones are going to be for your baggage doors outside, and the purple ones are going to be for your main doors. For your temps here, hold the turn on, then you click for mode. So it's right there. Fan, dry, cool, and heat. And then fan speed, you click here. High, low, and then obviously your temperatures higher and lower. That's off. You have a TV bracket location here. Here's your plugins, your outlet, along with the input. If you do want to channel between cable and satellite, you just click this little button here. That's a help search. For your bed, lift up that wood part underneath. And you have your storage on both sides, along with a little bit in the middle.